So tell me, what are we talking about today?
Today on Keepin' the GEEK BROS, episode 77, pre-storm, or I guess the calm before the storm episode, we've got Mortal Kombat 11 reveals new fighters, anime sex games are Steam's top games, Mario Kart is coming to your smartphone, One Monster RPG, Pokemon Go, how to complete A Thousand-Year Slumber to catch Jirachi, GameStop Layoffs, you won't see quantum internet coming, every device you can use to stream Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, a darker, freakier side of Star Wars, Arrow Boss sets the record straight, Rian Johnson honored the original trilogy by subverting it, Dildo Face, a simp who dared to dream, Twitch suspends popular streamer, the end is near, Hasbro Toys purchased Death Row Records, Tom Holland and Kevin Feige discuss Spider-Man Feud, Tom Holland says new Spider-Man movie will be very different, Garbanzo's Corner, my take on D23, inebriated fitness, are you even motivated, bro? All this and more on this week's episode of Keepin' the GEEK BROS, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the GEEK BROS.
Yes. Keepin' the GEEK BROS podcast, episode blank 77. I'm your host, Vibe, and with me are my fellow GEEK BROS.
Darth motherfucking Flex.
That's what I'm talking about. and
Garbanzo.
and Garbanzo. He's here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Pre-storm phone calls from everywhere. So just making sure I got to answer while I'm driving.
Gotcha.
I want to be extra safe.
Of course. All you have to do is just wrap it up, and that's how you're safe, or celibacy.
Yeah. No on both fronts.
No celibacy.
No way, sir.
Okay.
No.
Totally understood.
I mean,
totally understood.
I'm married, but not for that long.
Oh, good point. Allegedly. Darth Flex, before we get to today's topics, tell those fine people how to find us on social media.
Absolutely. Now, to our beautiful listeners, if you're in South Florida, first of all, for this alleged storm, stay safe. But if you have nothing to do, make sure you do charge your phones or computers. That way you can pretty much stream or binge all of the GEEK BRO episodes during the storm. But now, you guys can check us out on Instagram and Twitter. You're going to find us as GEEK BROS with a 0. That is GEEK. You can also email us at geekbros with a 0 at yahoo.com. Send cool shit, please. Seriously. You can also check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. Some pretty cool stuff up there, up to date articles, whether or not they're news or BS. It's still up there. It's just good time killer while you're on the toilet.
Very true.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pastimes, being on the toilet, visiting the GEEK BROS page. Now, the first place to find the GEEK BROS.
The first place.
WeBeGeeks.com. Now, if you want to see what these beautiful, might be the last time you see us with the storm coming, these beautiful faces, beautiful concoction of café con leche and the milkiest of chocolate and Egyptian cinnamon, you can check us out at youtube.com/VibeRep Studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Before we get any further, we're going to talk about comments and questions from you, the audience. Again, excuse me. Again, it's been another slow week, but we do have two things, both from Squeezy Bits. One is an IG that he sent us. He sent us the Tom Holland and with Robert Downey Jr. saying, "We did it, Mr. Stark." And some people have assumed that meant that they fixed the Spider-Man deal issue, but I don't know. We have no idea. But we do have an email from him, and let's read this email from Squeezy Bits. I just can't read it. Let's see now. It was good for Sony for not budging on this. If people think that Sony should bend the knee to whatever Disney wants, they are wrong. It is better that they work together, yes, but I don't think they actually need each other. Sony knows how to make Spider-Man movies. They have made both the best and the worst Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 3, but we don't mention that one anymore, did well in the box office. Spider-Man to the MCU was more of a cherry on top, like trying to make 900 HP on a car that already has 800 HP. I have no idea what that means, but
Horsepower.
But it's horsepower.
oh,
Bro.
okay.
How
I
many
know
horses
that's
you got
right.
under the hood?
It's Asian shit.
Okay, it's right. The rice cars or the whatever you call them.
Yeah.
I am sad that I won't see Spider-Man and Deadpool collaboration. Only if in Ryan Reynolds' heart. I'm excited for Tom Holland versus Tom Hardy. What are y'all opinions? And he said, "Here's the cock you needed," but I don't see the picture. It didn't pop up, so I don't know. Maybe if you log on, you'll see what he sent. It's probably like a literal like rooster or something.
Probably.
It's actually a very beautiful looking rooster.
Oh, that's what I expected. Yeah, it's one of those page breaks. So there's your question, guys. What do you guys think about the Sony Disney split with Spider-Man? I know we touched upon this on an episode or two ago, but
yeah, I mean, I personally, I would love to see him stay in the MCU. The whole thing is that what Disney's asking for is only to not have to pay for everything. Because what people are forgetting is that Disney had paid for 95% of the production for the last 2 Spider-Man movies. Okay, so and they're not getting all the profit. They're not getting 95% of the profit. So the point is like, hey, let's continue working together, but let's split the cost of the movie
and the profits. Remember that is not just hey, we don't want to pay for everything. We also want to recoup more as well.
Well, I mean, if they already were putting in 95% of the money and not getting 95% of the profit, and still getting 50%, maybe they were only getting 50% beforehand. But the whole thing is that Sony.
No, they were getting 5% of the profit from the movie, and then all the merchandising.
And honestly, well, most of the money's in the merchandising anyways. But,
exactly.
And Disney can merchandise better than anybody.
So, Flex, what are your? I mean, this has been marinating for a while, so maybe you have a different opinion or opinion at all. I don't remember because I don't think you had an opinion.
Well, I just said you guys obviously know much more about this than I do. I don't know anything about the actual logistics about it, but it is unfortunate just because I like what's happening with Spider-Man. But
on the MCU,
like Squeezy it said, honestly, I can say that I did not enjoy Sony's Spider-Mans. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's going to be great regardless, but yeah, it is unfortunate that it does come down to this. But whatever. I mean,
we always knew this was not going to last forever. My only concern is, of course, I originally blamed Sony, and then, of course, I read some stuff where Disney was potentially, allegedly fudging their numbers, saying that they make more money than they really made. So maybe they did need the money. Maybe they were being greedy. So then I kind of blamed Disney. And then after hearing what Stanley's daughter had to say, I was like, okay, well, something's wrong here. And then I remember basically how my biggest concern right now with Disney is that they're monopolizing all of entertainment. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. My only issue is, you guys know me. I'm a storyteller. I'm a an aspiring director. Is how will they wrap up, or how will they address, if they can address at all, Spider-Man's disappearance in MCU? Let's go right now. He's out. They left a thread. He was supposed to be he's the heir to the Iron Man throne. He just got outed in the MCU. Like this is going to be big. This is a big cliffhanger they left us on. And not only am I curious as to why they would leave it on a cliffhanger if they did not have a renewal deal. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if you aren't secure in your deal, I don't know why you would leave your story narratively open like that. Maybe when you re-release it, fine, put that end credit scene there. But they left that end credit scene, giving the illusion that Spider-Man was here to stay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious as how they're going to wrap that up, how they're going to address that, if they are at all. Are they going to go the route of Incredible Hulk, where they basically just all those characters just vanished? No, they didn't retcon. They just completely vanished, and then randomly General Ross just shows up out of nowhere, thus bringing it all back together again. But still, nobody's mentioned his daughter. Where's Betty? Where is she? No, nowhere to still. So Liv Tyler was the person who played that character, was supposed to be in the MCU. Didn't work very well, and they just completely disappeared. I don't want them to do that to Spider-Man.
Well, listen, it was also at one point in time. It was what's her name from Labyrinth?
Yes,
Donnelly.
right. But that the Hulk, that was called Hulk. That wasn't part of the MCU actually. That was its own beast. The Incredible Hulk that had Liv Tyler and whatever his name was. That is part of the MCU. So they did a soft reboot. So none of what happened in Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk, had anything to do with the Incredible Hulk. So it's two different things. But I don't know. I know within worst to wear, Spider-Man is now going to be Spider-Man 3 is going to be in the MCU, is going to be in the Sony verse, and it too has a problem of not being able to address anything that happened in Spider-Man 1 or 2. So that's what I'm more concerned about, is that you guys are really the fans are going to be the ones that are hurting. Forget the studios, forget the money. It's the fans, because you can't. I don't see how you can watch Spider-Man 1, 2, and then 3, and then 3. You're like, none of those characters exist. None of those, like, what happened?
Well, I honestly didn't. I think that Disney believed so much in that their deal would get picked up, because it didn't. For them, they didn't see it as anything. They weren't asking for anything, crazy in their eyes. So they believed that the deal will go through. And Sony basically said, "Well, screw you. That's not what I want." And I don't think anyone in Disney ever expected that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kevin Feige strikes me as a guy that when he plans things out, he plans things out. You're trying to say, like, you can add to it, but when you subtract it, he's not one of those guys to take a risk when it comes to planning out his narrative. You know what I'm trying to say? And I don't see why he would then. It was obvious he was positioning Peter Parker for something. He was positioning him for some grander role.
Peter's, because Parker was going to be taking over as the head face for the MCU.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a huge jump to do, to position a character you don't have the rights to the face of your Avengers brand, when you don't know how long you're gonna have him, or if you're gonna have him at all. I liked what they did. They threw him in Civil War. They threw him in the Avengers movies. Fine, as a cameo. That's good. Spider-Man 1 and 2 fleshed him out a little bit more. But when you're obviously positioning him to be something more, and you don't really own the movie character rights, you're taking a gamble.
They literally planned out a seven movies for him, including a trilogy of him in college with Bobby Drake. They have all these plans, and I'm telling you, the plans are still in place. Mm-hmm. And eventually, because they strongly believe that maybe in a year or so, or after the next Spider-Man movie, maybe things will not be as green as Sony expects, and they come back to the MCU. I mean, hopefully. it'll be a great little comeback story, but we'll see. As long as we can keep Tom Holland, I'm tired of going through Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's it for comments and questions from you, the audience. Thank you very much, Squeezy Bits, for your email. You already know this email is a sore topic for us, and we actually have 2 articles to discuss that with. Well, I am excited. I'm very excited. Jens, is there anything to report?
Not really. Pretty uneventful week. Just getting ready for this. Coming up on beer and food.
Basically, I'm actually at a UPS access point waiting for this place to open up so I can get the batteries that I need for my flashlights that were got delivered.
Flashlights?
Yeah.
He's getting his flashlights. All right. Yeah, basically, we here, 3 of the 4 Geek Bros are based here in South Florida. We do have Hurricane Dorian. That's apparently allegedly on its way, not on its way, kind of on its way, slowly coming on its way.
Yeah,
so
1 mile per hour or something.
1 mile per hour.
It just it happened. It had too many rum runners in the Bahamas, and it's kind of stuck there right now.
You know what? And that's not a problem. It's not a problem. It can stay right where it is, because I have no interest in putting up shutters whatsoever.
This hurricane is racist. It's just targeting black people and Puerto Ricans, bro.
Actually, it left Puerto Rico alone completely. I saw pictures of people on the beach of Puerto Rico looking out, and you can see it about 15 miles out.
Wow, that's cool. I gotta see those pictures.
Yeah, I gotta look for my.
It's a Santeria, bro.
Could you imagine? That would scare the shit out of me if you could look out on you and you could see the hurricane out in the distance. That's freaking creepy as shit.
Could you imagine being out there just jerking off?
What horror game?
No, I don't know. It's just like I'm sure it'd be like pretty
Take
intense.
this, Dorian. Take this.
Like, oh yeah, the wind. All right, so that's it to report. Moving on. What's going on with the Geek Bros? Not much. I have the videos to edit. I'm having a hard time right now with my editing software. I have to get a troubleshooting with that. So the video recaps might be a little delayed, but you'll get all three, including this one, dropped next week. This week, excuse me, because I realized it's Monday. I guarantee that. And also, same thing with the reaction to Star Wars. It's there, but for some reason I'm not able to render. I'm having an issue with the last update, which if you guys know me, I know anything about the studio. Every time Adobe updates their software, I always get a whole bunch of errors that I have to then fix and then start all over again. So stay tuned for that. Beyond that, episode 77 starts now. We're going to get into the fresh scent.
Fresh scent.
What's new in the gaming world? All right. Video games out this week brought to you by Darthflex.
Yes. Actually, before we get into the video games out this week, have any of you guys...
moment of silence? Oh, I don't know. That's what it sounded like.
Somebody?
Oh,
okay.
Moment of silence for Jotaro.
Oh, damn, Joe. All right, so whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna go ahead.
No. Say what you gotta say. What you gonna say?
I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
You said. Have you guys ever?
Yeah, I don't know where I was going.
Have you ever?
Okay, so we're starting with August 27th.
You cry. Have you ever needed someone? Carry on. Sorry.
Yes, we're starting on August 27th, and the first game on this list to release.
The first game
is the juggernaut known as World of Warcraft Classic for the PC. Then we have Crystar for the PS4, Wreckfest for the PS4 and Xbox One, Control for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, Whipsy and the Lost Atlas for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Ancestors, The Humankind Odyssey. That game looks fucking extra. For the Taste of Power, the official launch for the PC. Hunt, Showdown for the PC. Pagan Online, official launch for the PC. Now, we have Decay of Logos, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC, respectively releasing on the 27th, 29th, 30th, and 30th for those consoles. Now we're on to the 28th. We have Monster Sanctuary Steam Early Access for the PC, Headspun for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Ayer for the Nintendo Switch. Now we're on to the 29th. We have Heave Ho for the PC, Nintendo Switch. Obake Doro.
Oh snap! Garbanzo's on. Oh, good. Nice surprise. Looking up and seeing that handsome
shooter
face.
For the PC. Now we're on to the have Astral Chain for the Nintendo Switch, the Blair Witch for the PC, Xbox One, Tanky Tanks for the PC. Oh, what the? Careful Fight for the PC, Railed for the PC. Ninja, the Ninja Saviors, Return of the Warriors for the PC and Nintendo Switch. Alrighty. We have Root Letter, Last Answer for the PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Remothered, Tormented Fathers for the Nintendo Switch. That sounds like a game for Vibe. Steam Early Access for the PC. The Dark Pictures, Man of Medan for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Bulletstorm, Duke of Switch for the Nintendo Switch. Unlucky 7 for the Nintendo Switch and the PC. Risk of Rain 2 for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Fuse 4 for the Nintendo Switch. The Veil for PC. And that is all, actually, for this week and the month of August.
All right. That is for the month of August. Okay. Oh, we're in September now. Oh, I can't believe that. Look at that. All right, we're going to move on to the Battle for Azeroth, brought to you by me and Darflex. So real quick. So I finally gotten off that dirt island or whatever. You're right, Kazan. I saw, you said it was a dragon, but it was a volcano was blowing it up.
Yeah,
And,
but dragon is the one that's causing the volcano to erupt.
oh, okay. So Kazan blew up. It was funny because before I got on the ship, I lit my place on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I lit it on fire.
For
I
the
jumped on
insurance
it.
money.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So I hopped on a boat and we started sailing, and then we got blown up by a bunch of humans. And so now I washed up on shore on a beach, and so far I have killed monkeys. I have killed a bunch of sharks. I have done some really asinine missions. My favorite mission, however, though, was what was that? Um, my favorite mission was when I got a sword and I was spinning around cutting through these
Oh
really
yeah.
sick looking plants and I died like 5 or 6 times. They hit really hard, and
That's what
right
she said.
now, that is what she said. Right now I'm
Well,
having
that's what
trouble.
Rihanna said.
What? Oh! Too soon. Allegedly. Um, right now I'm having a hard time with the assassins. There's a mission right now where I am with an assassins. I don't know what happened to my orc companion. He's not with me, so when these assassins pop up, they pop up 2 or 4 at a time, and they hit hard as well. And I've been dying and dying and dying, and basically that's where I am right now. I am a troll, no, a
Goblin.
goblin. I'm a goblin, and I'm a mage, and I'm on Burning Blade, and I don't know why I'm playing this game. Darflex, you're up.
I'll be on tonight. But I actually can't play with you until you finish that whole starter mission.
That's
Yeah,
still,
like
I'm still on the starter missions.
It's Star missions take a minute. Wait, don't you have to get to like level 10 or something like that?
I'm already at level 10. I'm at level 11. I was training, and I still suck.
I think at 15 you should be out of there. Before it was not like that. This is just now they're adding backstories to everything. So they
Wait,
kind
hold
of
on. Sorry, I just want to make a little observation here. So, I'm actually sitting here in front of a barber shop waiting for it to open, right? And it's raining and all kind of stuff. I'm not even sure if it's going to open, but for some reason, the Asian massage parlor next door has already had 3 customers.
What's the address to the Asian massage parlor?
It's called the Asian Wellness Massage.
Okay, I'm googling that right now. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm googling right now.
You got it? All right, good. I just want
Can you the next guy that goes in, could you just off air, could you ask them like what's really good in there, or
apparently
so
the full package.
I need to know how much the full package plus is. It's very important to me.
The
And
Miss
ask-
Honey
and
package.
you ask
they may charge you extra. Oh, he saw me looking and he got back in his car.
all right. So that means that's the right spot I have to go to.
He got back in his Range Rover and
Yeah, because you probably look like you're an undercover. That's why you're looking. He's in a Range Rover. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's almost like
So you know why
a weird seafoam green Range Rover.
Okay, I like that. Very exciting. Sorry, were we don't battle for Azeroth? I got sidetracked.
No,
I am so
we
sorry.
weren't.
I had to
Okay.
film that shit. 'Cause it's
Sorry,
hilarious.
Darflex.
All right, so what's actually new in the battle for Azeroth? Not so much the expansion that's still going on, but World of Warcraft Classic. It's been pretty hard to get under. The queues for the servers are like incredibly ridiculously long. Like I've seen them up to like 600 minutes like wait time just to get on. A couple things to expect from World of Warcraft Classic. So again, it's gonna be more grinding than the newer one. It does cap off after the Nexaramus raid. Leveling is a lot, like it's much harder. You're not gonna level as easily as you do in the current game. Like, to get to level 60, I mean, you have to put hours and hours and hours game. That actually the first level 60 in World of Warcraft Classic just hit level 60 yesterday.
Oh.
But again, even though it's only on World of Warcraft Classic, I am happy they did bring back the PvP servers where you can actually not have to ask permission to kill somebody. You just fucking go and murk a motherfucker. You know, like if they step on your turf, show them what the fuck is up.
Yeah, I could just see your character just sauntering over to somebody going, "Hi, chop."
Yeah. Oh my god. Bramwhite.
Have you gotten on the classic server yet, or no?
No, it's way. The wait times are ridiculous.
Okay, all right.
I might try again. Maybe
Let me ask you a question, because what I'm having a hard time right now is with my bag. Now, do I get a bigger bag if I upgrade from the free game to the real game?
No, you can just buy bags. When you leave that, I could just give you some bags. I got a couple of 2016 slot ones.
Okay, because I it sucks like donkey balls because of how many things I have to drop and whatever. And even though I don't know what I'm picking up or why I'm picking it up or where I can sell the stuff, but the fact of the matter is though is that my bags are full and it's annoying.
Yeah. All you gotta
really
know
annoying.
is that if it has better stats, equipped it.
Right, but some of the stuff that's dropped doesn't work for me. Actually, most of what's dropped doesn't work for me.
Just sell it.
Sell it where? Where do you sell it? How do you sell? Where do you sell it?
When you see like NPCs, you're gonna see like general goods vendors or like armor vendors or food vendors. You can pretty much sell it to anybody that.
Oh, to vendors. All I found so far was a guy to repair. Okay, all right.
You might be able to sell it to him. Just to try selling it to the.
No, I tried, and it looked like it said, "Do I want to repair that item?" I'm just like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. So, you know, I don't want to keep this. I love massive multiplayer online games when I'm playing by myself. All right, so we're gonna move on. It's true though, because I see very little to almost no other players.
Because you're in the beginning area, that's all.
I understand, but I'm just like I see almost no. Like I think I got excited when I was on the assassin part because I saw somebody there. He was also doing the assassin one too, but what he did was he like I think one of the second to the last time I died, or he or she, excuse me, that player got attacked by 4 assassins and then ran to me, and then the assassins attacked me and they kept on running and I died. So that was
that's how you play.
And I was like, damn.
And that's why you don't. That's why see, that wouldn't happen if you were on the Alliance.
Well, I mean,
they would have stayed and helped you.
I had to play the Horde to play with Dark Flex, who I haven't played with in 2 weeks, so I'm just saying, like, and I wish I was on the Alliance. I prefer the Alliance than the Horde. I have to be honest with you, I absolutely do. Okay, for what is the Alliance? What's their Alliance?
Hillary.
What's the Alliance's thing? It's for the Horde. What did the Alliance say for Azeroth? I don't know.
For the Alliance.
They don't say for the Alliance.
They do, man. Watch the most recent cinematic. Yeah.
Yo, that cinematic is off the chain. I'm
the one for Battle of Azeroth.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't even know who to root for. They both seemed so heroic. Like that was
It's really hard because there's only in this new expansion, pretty much everybody's a good guy because Sylvanas is trying to start an actual war between the Horde and the Alliance. They've been at peace for a very long time, and she's a cunt.
Oh, okay. Because I was just sitting there and watching this, and it's toggling between this like this girl, this I don't know whatever, and then toggling this and this guy, and I'm just like they both seem so heroic. I'm just like, who do you root for? Who's like the bad guy? That cinematic was off the chain. It didn't play on my laptop, so I just skipped it. When I played it on this behemoth right in front of me, shut up. When I played it on this behemoth, I was gonna skip it. I was like, no, this is intense. So,
okay. No. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Get the prices. All right, he's gone. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to get the prices. We're going to move on to Mortal Kombat 11 reveals new fighters, including the Terminator and Joker.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Holy crossover, Batman. The rest of Mortal Kombat 11's first round of characters DLC has been revealed. His article comes from Kotaku.com. It includes series regular Sindel before going off the rails and adding the Terminator, Spawn, excuse me, and a dapper-looking Joker. A YouTube video...
shit.
Did it? It outlined Mortal Kombat 11's combat pack, many mashups, and Chalika reveals sometime the first 2 characters, the evil Shang Tsung and stalwart Nightwolf, have already been released, and now we have everybody else coming. So, do you still play Mortal Kombat?
I do. I do like the story, and then I always keep it just every now and then. I like to play, like I play with my girlfriend or my friends, whichever. But I do not have Mortal Kombat 11. I do plan on getting it though, just because I want to see the story. But it is fun, you know. It's like one of those really good games to have a beer and play it. But I gotta say, man, this new DLC looks like, the video got me so hyped. Like as soon as I saw, because it's the T800, but it's not just the T800.
Right.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who's the voice of the Joker? I heard the laugh, but I didn't hear. It doesn't sound familiar.
Probably Mark Hamill.
Oh, that is a good rendering of Arnold.
Dude, it is amazing. And then seeing Spawn there, it's gonna be pretty cool. Which I'm wondering, how are you gonna do fatalities on Arnold?
Oh, same way you do it on Cyrax and the other thing.
Right. Yeah, but Cyrax, they don't have like a skeleton like Arnold does. And he's like, okay, you know, in like the combos where you hit them really hard, you see the X-ray combos, and you see like the skull break. Definitely
no. I mean, I haven't played the game in a long time.
I'm just wondering how they're gonna do with that with Arnold. He's made out of like a pretty strong metal. But whatever. I'm pretty excited to see Spawn actually, because he's a motherfucker.
No, it'd probably be cool because I know that his cape is off the chain, so I don't know if they're gonna use like dude, cape moves or whatever.
If people plan on making any remakes or a sequel to anything from like our childhood, Spawn is it, bro. Spawn is the shit.
I think now, especially with the graphics that we have now, or the CG and the computer generated stuff, it would do. I mean, I didn't hate the original Spawn movie. It was campy, and it was you know, at the time it was rough, but I liked it. I was no problem. Did you get the prices for? Well, no, not that. I mean, did you go get the prices for the? Ooh, what is that?
Wait, hold on.
That's horrible.
Speaker. What were they saying? For the really interrupted. Yes, the cartoons were pretty good too. But you know what? So here's what I think they can do is they can absolutely still use Michael Jai White, because when I say black doesn't crack, like he is the absolute like embodiment of black not cracking. Not only is he still like amazing, and he's jacked as fuck.
Right.
He's still like a world-class martial artist. He could still pull off the Spawn character, especially because I mean, pretty much it's Deadpool makeup. So it's not like it has to look like Michael Jai White, but I think Michael Jai White should absolutely, if they ever make it, still be Spawn.
Well, I like that idea.
I couldn't disagree with that.
I like that idea. I like that. I mean, he's got that. I like this. You know, he's got that menacing voice that works for it. So, we'll see. So we're gonna move on to two of Steam's top games last month were anime sex games. This article comes from Kotaku.com. I don't know if Flex, if you wanna take this or not, it's totally up to you, because I know you're all about these funny things.
Yes, I'll take it. Which is funny because in one of the earlier podcasts, remember when we were talking about the Oculus Rift, and we actually saw one of these games.
Yeah, we did.
3D made, and you saw the physics for like the boobs in it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So
I have yet to see this, so if you guys could definitely send me links for research purposes.
Just go to Google and then type in my 3D made Oculus.
He's just asking for a friend. Okay. He's asking for a friend.
I'm asking for a friend, not because I'm a degenerate or anything.
So, as Vibe said, this article comes from Kotaku.com. Two of Steam's top games last month were anime sex games. It's no great secret that Steam is overflowing with anime games intended to titillate portions of its vast user base.
No pun intended.
But how many people pay attention to these seemingly niche games? Really? Turns out enough people do that two of these games ended up on the Valve's latest monthly list of top games. While Valve does not provide raw sales numbers, it creates a list of Steam, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the two games to release. July selection includes big games like Wolfenstein, Youngblood, and Oxygen not included, as well as breakout hits like Godhood and Streets of Rogue. Also, there are two sexual games in the mix, both of which have phenomenal names. Love Cubed.
What is that about threesomes?
Yeah.
And custom, absolutely. And then custom order made 3D2. Custom order made 3D2.
It's a Night Magic. That sounds hot.
Yeah, the number is up from June, which had one sex game. Goikatsu Party among Steam's top games. So basically, as technology increases, right, and we have, I'm the kind of person who absolutely would put on an Oculus and get into this. You're escaping reality a little bit, and who wouldn't want to like have a fantasy with like an anime chick, right?
Agreed. I would love a Video Girl Ai and
But,
Ayeka from Tenchi Muyo.
But I mean, this
yeah,
is
I have to mention that. I mean, it goes with that pillow that you bought, right, bud?
What pillow? What pillow? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what
The
I
body
don't
pillow. What?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
but it is absolutely true that sex does sell, right? So
It does. So, Love Cube is a visual novel about a down on his luck comic artist living with three women. Naturally, he sleeps with all of them. Custom
Naturally.
order made. Custom order made. On the other hand, is about managing a maid-themed bar where gentlemen come in and gather. They seem interesting. In a if you're lonely on a hurricane night by yourself kind of way. So. If any of you have checked that out, or if you have any sex games that you play and you're not ashamed to admit it, or let us know, or if you want to be what I want to say, anonymous, squeezy bits, definitely send us an email and let us know if if you've tried any of them, and we'll go from there.
I will say that the closest thing to a sex game I've ever played is actually the Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure Suit Larry.
It was big. It was big in the '90s.
I bet it was big.
It was.
it was actually a pretty good game. I had to have my mom rent it for me at Blockbusters because I wasn't 18.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, there's the older versions where you play his uncle, which is Leisure Suit Larry, for the PC, and then on the Xbox and PS2, there was a newer one where you play his younger nephew. He's in college, right? So it's Leisure Suit Larry, magna cum laude, and you just go around like the campus, trying to bang a bunch of chicks.
That is so funny. I like that. All right, well, we're going to move on to Mario Kart is coming to smartphones, which I find quite interesting because, smartphones are more powerful now. So this article comes from, QZ.com or Quartz. One of Nintendo's most popular game series, Mario Kart, will soon be making its debut on iOS and Android devices. Mario Kart Tour is a mobile version of the racing game featuring many of Nintendo's famous characters, and it will be released on September 25th. Any of you guys gonna check this out if it comes out?
Nah.
No?
I might.
I'm not a fan of playing games on my phone. It's just like it takes up too much of my time. I feel like I'm just gonna end up having Lordosis by the time I'm like, I mean not Lordosis, Kyphosis by the time I'm like 50. So I tend to stay away from a lot of mobile games.
I'm gonna check it out only because I used to love me some Mario Kart, and to have it on my mobile device. I don't know. Maybe pretty sure it's gonna be motion control or whatever.
I mean, you have a Switch.
I do have a Switch. Portable. I don't have a Mario Kart for the Switch. I don't think I bought that. You know, actually, I have not shown my Switch any love in a long time. Ever since I beat Pokemon Go, because I honestly think I only bought the Switch to play Pokemon Go. I think that's what it was. Sorry, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. All right, so we're gonna move on to where is it? One Monster RPG. This article comes from Kotaku.com. One Monster RPG is a game in which you raise a slime as though it's your own, so you can kill it. You play as a level 99 hero who's on the. You play as a level 99 hero who's on the tantalizing cusp of level 100, but there's only one monster left in the world. It's history's scrawniest slime. So you lead the slime around, letting it devour animals, people, and eventually buildings until it's powerful enough to get you to the last iota of XP. Were you the real monster all along? Definitely. But you're 100. You're level 100, and everybody else is dead. So it's like no other game you've ever played. You can actually download One Monster RPG for free on itch.io. But if you go to Kotaku and find the article, you can actually click it there. So basically, the game is you are not a level 99 RPG hero, and you're basically taking a slime as a pet, and you're letting it eat up and all the people and all the animals and all the buildings, so it gets to that level, so you can level to 100. It is the funniest thing the funniest concept I have read in a game since what's that game called? Hold on, it's called something.
Hey, gentlemen, I gotta walk out into the rain. I will jump back on once I'm
Welcome to
I'm
that
back
range,
upstairs.
son.
Be back in a few.
It's the funniest game concept since Evoland. I don't know if you ever played Evoland. I have Evoland 1 and Evoland 2, and it's just funny because I love when they take basic game tropes and then they subvert them and make them funny. And this is another funny one. I tried to download it, but of course an RAR file, and I guess I don't have the zip file or whatever it is to I was gonna play it and I was gonna review it, but if you guys play it, by all means, it's called One Monster RPG. Literally one, the word one Monster RPG. Download it, play it, and send us a review on it because I'm actually quite curious. Are you interested in checking this out at all, Darflex? It's not a mobile game.
Yeah. Maybe at some point, or just maybe watch you do it. No, it's just because I have no space on my laptop right now.
Well, I mean, listen. All you need to do is get yourself an external hard drive, move all the porn to that external hard drive, and free up space.
I had one, but I dropped it, so the disc got messed up.
Really?
Yeah, I had 3 terabytes, and it just fucking fell.
That sucks. You can't fix that?
I tried to, but so the disc, since it moved so much, it was still spinning. It was out of it. I tried to I was just gonna take it out and have somebody try to get the files from it, and then I got angry and just broke it even more. Fantastic.
All right, well, all that vintage porn, all of it's gone. Probably could have made you money. All right, so we're gonna we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Pokemon Go: How to Complete a 1,000-Year Slumber and Catch Jirachi. This article comes from Yahoo.com. Pokemon Go players have been waiting anxiously for the new mythical Pokemon to be added to the game. And just a few days ago, the patience fully paid off as Generation 4 mythical Pokemon Jirachi was introduced through a brand new special research questline called A Thousand-Year Slumber. If you want to catch the rare creature, you'll need to complete the entire questline, which is going to take you quite a while based on the task required for each step of the quest. You'll get the special research from Professor Willow the next time you log in to Pokemon Go and tap on the binoculars on the home screen. But if you want to know what you're in for, you just read the rest of it. So basically, it's for the first quest, you need to catch 25 Pokemon. There's 1,000 XP. You need to spin 10 Pokestops or gyms. You need to make 3 new friends. And part 2 is 1,000-Year Slumber. It's catch 3 Wishmers and get 10 Wishmer candies. Evolve a Phoebus. Get a gold medal from the Hoenn Pokedex. Take a snapshot. Part 3 is take a snapshot of a Lore Dread, which is a Snorlax encounter. Make 3 great throws in a row. Make 3 great throws in a row. Earn 3 candies while walking with your buddy. Part 4 is you gotta catch 50 Psychic or Steel Pokemon. Jesus. Power up Pokemon 10 times. Send 10 gifts to friends. Part 5 is battle a team leader 3 times. Win against another trainer 7 times. Win 5 raids. Part 6, you need to take 5 photos of Steel or Psychic Pokemon. Make 3 excellent curveball throws. What is that? Interesting. Spin a Pokestop 7 days in a row. Part 7 is it's to be announced. So that's it right now. Now most of what they're talking about, I don't know. I haven't played Pokemon since the very beginning, but that sounds incredibly asinine. But then again, I guess once you get through all of this, you'll feel so empowered.
Stupid.
I get with that too. With that too. If anybody's still, I don't know if Garbanzo's still playing. I wish he was here to give us his take on this. But if any of you guys are still playing the game and you're actually going to go on this 1,000-Year Slumber to catch Jirachi, and if you actually do catch Jirachi, by all means, send us a screenshot or send us a thing where we'll send a congratulations out right on our podcast just for you. Now, I added this late, which I didn't mention early, in the breakdown, but I want to do a quick Pokemon Masters game review. Now, let me type this in the thing so I can read to you exactly what Pokemon Masters is. Pokemon Masters is a free-to-play mobile game for Android and iOS developed by DNA, or DENA. It was released this summer, basically just recently. It allows players to battle various Pokemon trainers from the core series games. This game is set in an artificial island, Paseo. So basically, it takes the Pokemon Go aspect out of Pokemon, and it's just about battling. I have downloaded. I played it for a couple of days, and I like it. It's a lot of talking, a lot of talking. Then you get to skip the talking, which is great. It's literally just that. Each you don't catch Pokemon, but you do is you make partners, and each partner comes with their own Pokemon. So I don't know if it's standard. I was blasting through it, but you create your own character. That character gets a Pikachu, and then Brock and Misty become your first two companions, and Brock has a God, what's it called? What is that thing called? Oh my God.
Onyx.
Onyx. Brock has an Onyx, and Misty has a Staryu. Staryu has a
Starmie.
Staryu. Starmie. Sorry, a Starmie. And that's how the game starts. And you play usually it's 3-on-3, but again each Pokemon player has one Pokemon, it seems so far. I've seen a few that had more than one. So I think in the future you can actually your one each character can have up to three maybe Pokemon that they can cycle in and out. It's literally just a mobile version of the battling system from the Game Boy games and all the other Pokemon games. I like it so far. They have it's a turn-based, not turn-based. It's a time-based battle. So basically, it's not you fight and then they fight. You have a bar that's slowly filling up, and the faster it fills up, there's more attacks you can do and different things. You can learn different moves. Each Pokemon can learn 4 moves, and then there's a counter in the middle. It counts down, and once it counts down, you can activate one of the Pokemon's special attacks, which is a gorgeous animation, by the way, gorgeous animation. It all looks like cartoons. They all look like the anime characters, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. I know Red and Blue are somewhere around the world, and so far, I highly recommend it. If you can get past all the talking, my God, is there so much talking?
Oh.
There is a training section where you can train. I've trained all my Pokemon people up to 30, which is max right now. You can there's a mechanic where you get a certain amount of like these sprays and these training mechanics, and then you can unlock another Pokemon's attack. So it's very different. It's very, very different. And so far, I like it. And I do recommend it to anybody who likes Pokemon Go or who even likes just the battling aspect alone of Pokemon, which is what I love. I love the RPG leveling up aspect. I recommend that game. Flex, would you consider playing Pokemon Masters?
Yeah, I mean, I'd play it.
You do play it?
But
You playing it now?
No, I said I'd play it. I'd play it.
I recommend it. I think it's a good game. Garbanzo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry that there's no video.
No worries. No worries.
But
Garbanzo,
yeah, but I would play it as well, man. I just don't have a Switch yet. Which right now there's
it's not for the Switch. It's a mobile game.
then I'm getting it.
Yeah, it's Pokemon Masters. It's a mobile game. It's a free to play mobile game. It's along the lines of Pokemon Go minus the Go part. So I highly recommend it. So I guess I'll ask the Geek Bros, both our Flex and Garbanzo, to download the game, play it for a week, and then we will come back with their reviews next week.
Got it.
All right. So now, what is that in the background?
Sorry,
Our
I was
president?
right next. I was right next to the TV giving an update. I apologize, sir.
You can update this dick. Okay, so so
Beautiful.
we're gonna.
It'll be a short update, I'm sure.
Oh, nice. All right, so all right, so we're gonna move on to inebriated fitness. Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He's a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach, a CISSN sports nutritionist and sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. Today's topic: are you even motivated, bro? Now, motivation is the reason for people's actions, willingness, and goals. Motivation is derived from the word motive, which is defined as a need that requires satisfaction. An individual's motivation may be inspired by others or events. Extrinsic motivation, or it may be from within, intrinsic motivation. By all means, Darflex, motivation.
Motivation. It's probably one of my shortest topics because it's pretty to the point. One of the biggest things people have issue with, not just with exercising or fitness or self-health, is finding a reason to do it. Another thing is making up excuses. A lot of people will always defeat themselves before they even begin. Part of the time, you're going to be your worst enemy, your own worst enemy, and that's what stops you from doing things. And like I've seen this a lot in my mom. Like it just makes me so angry. Like I have to, reinforce it. Like, hey, you're not a victim. Like do something for yourself. But when it comes to like fitness, or let's just say general health, I mean, I'm not here to help anybody get massive or nothing. Just taking care of yourself, right? You have to find a reason why. And we discussed this last podcast. You got to find a reason why you want to do this, whether it's for your kids, for yourself, to get women, to live longer, to play with your kids, or so on. Okay, find your reason to do it. It doesn't have to be crazy, just a simple reason, but it has to be realistic, and it has to mean something to you. For me, it's always been, I just don't want a double chin. So
That's a valid reason.
yeah, I mean, it worked for me, you know. But find your reason, make sure it's realistic, and apply it. You don't have to. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it is going to take time. You just have to realize that you're not going to get results immediately. You probably won't get results the first month. It's just being able to push through it with anything in life, not necessarily exercising. Like if you just like, for example, like look at the podcast. I think at first, you were like, eh. And now you're like, yeah, right?
That is true. I was very, very unmotivated for this podcast.
Shit may suck at first, but if you make it your own and you push through, not only will you be better for it, but you'll realize that you can do a lot of things that you thought you couldn't do. I just want to leave everybody with one message when it comes to motivation. But this is his fault. It's not anybody else's reason why you're not doing okay. It's just your fault. You need to practice extreme ownership. You have to own up to your shortcomings and secure that shit. So just know this. This is an old African proverb that I use a lot. Once you defeat the enemy within, the enemy on the outside can do you no harm. Apply that to everyday life.
And that, my friends, is cultural appropriation. What I'm going to say is...
I'm black, apparently. Right? Well, not black. Didn't we all come from Africa? So it's not cultural appropriation.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, to dovetail on that, since this did come from our episode 76, you had said one phrase. You said, make short-term goals and go with that. So with my lack of motivation for my fitness, even though I'm still doing it, my short-term goal now, whether you guys do or do not know, that I do donate plasma on a twice a week, and so now I have made that plasma as part of my. They have to weigh you every time you go. So now I've made my short-term goal to lose 2 pounds a week every time I get weighed at plasma. Between the two things. So that's my short-term goal now. So I don't know if
that's a pretty good goal.
So to lose 2 pounds every week, and let it be reflected. 1 to 2 pounds, but because I lost 1.6 or something the last time I went, but that was because I think I'd eaten too much from when I broke my fast. But that's my short-term goal. So I'm just letting you know that I am taking what you say and practicing it, and so 1 to 2 pounds a week. I'm hoping to see a difference in it, and that'll work for me. And as long as I do that, I guess I'll just yay. So that's my plan with that. But I'll of course let you guys know monthly how I'm doing when it comes to bringing it back. So far, it's 11.5 pounds I have lost since getting back in it in a month. So that's not bad. I'm very happy about that.
No, not bad at all, man.
You should do before and after nude pictures.
I will consider that.
Or at least in a banana hammock.
I will consider. Oh man, I do. I do have a banana hammock. I have one banana hammock.
Of course you do.
I have a banana
fucking
hammock.
Course
I
you
have
do.
a banana hammock. It's
I
a
think doesn't everybody?
Well,
I mean,
he's like, what?
Yours is yellow too, right?
Yes, it is. It's yellow. It's yellow.
Yeah.
It's yellow with yellow polka dots actually. So
that's
tiny polka dots, but it's very. I never feel more sexy in my life than that on. Huh? Yeah, absolutely. It's spilling out.
Makes it look bigger.
Because I'm compensating for something. All right, we're gonna move on. We're moving on to Garbanzo's Corner. My take on D23. Now, D23 is the official fan club of the Walt Disney Company, founded in 2009. The organization is known mainly for its what is it again? Biennial. Biennial exposition event, the D23 Expo. The name D23 refers to D for Disney and 23 for 1923, the year Walt Disney was founded. Garbanzo, your take on D23. Suck it to me.
Man, so many amazing things that happened during D23.
Allegedly.
Just between the Disney Plus things that I'm personally super excited for. Hopefully, all the new movies coming out, the series, just the addition to the parks. For those who do not know, they're going to be planning on revamping Epcot Center for those who live down here by Walt Disney World, and they're adding a whole new Marvel. It's called the Marvel Academy, and it's the Avengers. Sorry, I think it's called Avengers Academy, or no, Marvel Academy, and they have a bunch of different things, including like the PIM Research Center and things like that. And that's going to be over there in Disneyland by the California Adventures. So there's so much growth. There's so much additions. I mean, they're really kind of trying to push the envelope and things like that. I'm really excited about just all the different fun things that they're planning on doing, all the new TV shows that we talked about last week. So I'm just really excited about it, and I'm looking forward to actually hopefully being there in the next D23. Also, for those who do not know, and I'm sure that most of our listeners have already noticed it, if you join D23, even as become a part of a member, they have some really cool startups, membership packages that either for a single or a family. I think it's $99 for a single person, or for one individual, or $130 for the family, and you end up getting a limited edition members only pin set. You get additional discounts, which I don't know if it does or doesn't stack with your annual pass discount if you do have an annual pass. But you also get a quarterly magazine, as well as special access and discounts to events like D23. And the discounts are actually, you get first. So for those who are part of the D23 fan club, when D23 tickets go out for sale, you actually you get first dibs on it, as well as getting a discount. And a discount, I think it's like almost like 20%, which is actually great for those who, are actually planning on, like, or myself, who want to go and, also have to fly out to California because, we don't live out there. Just they have some really cool stuff, as well as they have a special package deal right now. It's a 3-year commitment for Disney Plus for $140.
Oh,
which it comes out to like $398 a month or something like that for 3 years, which is actually fantastic. It's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
And then I think after that, I think it renews for like $699. So you end up saving yourself close to, let me think. Let's say it's close to what, $50-$60 maybe. And
of course, you said you get perks, right? You get physical perks, right? So in theory, it'll pay for itself when you resell them on eBay.
Yeah, if you want to pull a Jotaro, yeah, absolutely. And
trying to get the most serious face. I tried to get the most serious face when I said that.
Yeah. So if you want to pull a Jotaro, yes, you can do that.
It's the gift that pays for itself.
Yes, it actually does. You could easily make your money back fairly quickly if that's what you want to do. But there are many individuals like myself who just prefer to collect them and hold on to them for possible resale value in the future.
Oh,
it's not the immediate return that's a good. It's the investments for later on. It's like buying art.
Fantastic. And that is Garbanzo's investment corner. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just keep on buying those Beanie Babies. They might come out for eventually,
Good point. Or the pops. It's all about the pops right now.
Don't remind me. Just.
Oh man.
Yeah, wouldn't it suck if the Hurricanes just blowing that shit out? Like I would feel like really bad, but I would also feel like
could you imagine?
I feel
could
so
you
good.
imagine? Could you imagine stepping outside and watching like a cyclone of pops, like just floating away? Yo, now that's something you would record.
Just see me there kneeling on the ground, just crying and arms reaching out.
You're like, yeah. Oh. All right, we're gonna move on to anime and animation invasion. Guys, this is the end. I don't know how you feel about this. Love, Death, Robots, Part 18, The Secret War. Elite units of the Red Army fight an unholy evil deep in the ancient forests of Siberia. I just want to say, before we get into this, I just want to say, This is an 18 episodes worth of we've been talking about this for 18 episodes. I want you guys to know this very clearly. 18 episodes. When I say we committed to this, we committed to this. So I want to give you guys a round of applause for sticking with this. This is like one of the longest segments we've had on this podcast. So with that being said, the good, the bad, the ugly of the Secret War. Darth Lex.
The good. And this has so much good in it. The action.
Mm-hmm.
The story, the animation, and just the delivery of the story, which I guess is pretty much what I just said. The whole thing, fucking loved it. It was great, man. Like, but that's neither here nor there.
Garbanzo, the good.
I gotta piggyback on that, man. The good for me definitely was the story and the animation. The action sequences are fantastic. You really kind of like had it just almost like a Gears of War vibe. You know, just kind of like I really kind of like you just get really invested, and it was just really well done, really well done.
I agree. There's not much I can say. The good, it's fantastic. It's all around a very, very good episode. I mean, and I think I appreciated more after that nonsense that was episode 17. The thing with Hitler and whatever. I think that they had. You know what? I appreciate that episode now more. Only because I know what they were doing. It was a really stupid palate cleanser. So you would appreciate this. Now, this is the epitome of starting a series strong and ending a series strong. The acting was fantastic. The voice acting was fantastic. The graphics, the photorealism of it was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. The emotion, you felt it. You felt the I don't want to say dire, but you felt that they knew they were sacrificing themselves, and you felt the struggle. You know what I'm saying? I was all in, absolutely. The bad, gentlemen.
No bad for me.
Garbanzo.
This was definitely not a palate cleanser. No bad for me.
Right. No bad for me either. Absolutely no bad. The ugly.
No, I mean, this was the shit.
Garbanzo.
The monsters. Those guys were ugly. That's about as far as but no complaints.
Agreed. I mean, there's no ugly for me. This was the shit. It was a very, very good episode. It's actually one of the few that I rewatch over and over again whenever I get bored, because I tend to skip most of them. But this one was a really good one. You know, I
rewatched the Hitler one.
You know, I like you would. You know, I like the myth that it was kind of mythical. How they said that basically it was a because it's a cartoon or an animated CGI, whatever. But I could see this happening real. I could see some random general somewhere in the occult, because Hitler was apparently into the occult, and and summoning demons and it's screwing them over. Is that basically the story is that there was a secret SS project, and one general whatever tried to summon a demon army for the Red Army to help fight. And they successfully summoned it, but couldn't control it, and basically was invading the Siberia, the woods of Siberia. And so they actually, while they're fighting World War II, they actually have to have elite units fighting back these monsters in the Siberian desert. So, and it was pretty good.
It's pretty much the plot of every Hellboy movie and comic.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I guess, definitely, I guess. So,
well, it's definitely the plot of their origin story.
Yeah.
Yes. So, guys, overall, Love, Death, Robots, how did you feel about this anthology series?
It is probably one of the best things that Netflix has put out in a very long time.
I absolutely agree.
I happen to agree 100% on that. One of the best things to come out on Netflix. I think one of the best things to come out on any kind of streaming service. Besides the only thing that I can even compare it to, just as it has as much as rewatchability that Netflix has come out with, is Big Mouth. That is the only thing that honestly I think that has the same, for me, has very similar rewatchability. Like, this is something you can definitely watch more than once, and you can enjoy more than once.
As everybody knows, I like serialized shows. I like shows that cover a story, or at least follow the same characters. Anthologies really aren't my thing, but This is right up there. This is right up there with Black Mirror, or at least the first 2 seasons of Black Mirror. It's right up there with what was the other anthology show?
No Miley Cyrus.
No. This is that's right up there with the. Actually, it's kind of like it's see, here's the Animatrix, and here is his Love Death Robots, and every moment I'm like this. I'm not sure. I think what I need to do is I need to rewatch the Animatrix and tally how many episodes that I really, really liked, and then rewatch Love, Death, Robots and tally how many episodes I really, really liked, and that'll determine who wins. But I'm talking about
a tight one.
I know they're neck and neck when it comes to anthology shows. So.
If you like the Animatrix, you'll like Halo Legends. It was the same people who did the Animatrix.
Yeah. But I'm not really into the Halo lore, though. I don't know anything about that.
A lot of the shit you see in there is not stuff you'll see in the game. It's just pretty cool stories.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah. I believe it is on Netflix now. I had to have the Blu-ray.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And for those who are watching Love, Death, Robots with us, by all means, send us your review, your full review of the series. Tell us if you liked it, more or less, how many episodes you enjoyed. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, because we are very proud that we've made it through 18 parts. And please send us your suggestions for what else we can review on the anime and animation invasion, as now this segment is going to go dormant until I come up with another idea. So
about Baki.
What?
Baki. I heard things about Baki.
The hell is Baki?
It's an anime that I saw on Netflix
Crunchyroll?
that was recommended. Netflix.
We should watch.
It's called Baki.
You know what we can do? We can do High School of the Dead.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about this off air. We will come up with a new thing to review.
Series.
Okay, that's cool. Or we can watch Neo Yoki. I hear it's fantastic.
Or Attack on Titan.
Well, I mean, Attack on Titan's so mainstream, like,
Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm just watch Dragon Ball Z, according to you, apparently.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I think we should review every episode of Tenchi Muyo. Let's go old school.
Inuyasha?
Oh my god, that show was so long and it gets so repetitive. We'll get into it. Okay. But you see what we're talking about? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get
Run my half then. Run my half.
I've never seen that. You know what? We could do that.
It is hilarious as shit.
I've never seen that. It wasn't during time,
so
but we'll get into it. So if you guys have any ideas before we choose something else, email us geekbros@yahoo.com, geekbros@yahoo.com. Let us know if you choose something we're interested in. Before we choose it, we're gonna do it because we're here for you. Now we move on to Gadgets Are Us. This article comes from Gizmodo.com. You won't see quantum internet coming. Quantum internet is coming sooner than you think, even sooner than quantum computing itself. When things change over, you might not even notice. But when they do, new rules will protect your data against attacks from computers that don't even exist yet. Despite the fancy name, quantum internet won't be as something futuristic. It won't produce anything mind-blowing yet. At least for decades. The quantum internet will look more or less the same, and the internet you're using now, the scientists and cryptographers hope it could provide protection against not only theoretical threats, but also those that we haven't even dreamt up yet. So the main contribution of quantum internet is to allow encrypted communication in perfectly secure fashion that can't be broken in any principle. Even in the future, we develop more fundamental theories of physics. So so what's the quantum internet? It's what happens when you apply the weird rules of quantum mechanics to the way computers communicate with one another. So quantum mechanics say that the smallest things like subatomic particles are restricted to a list of distinct values for certain properties. Their energy, for example. When you're not looking at them, they might enter a superposition of states, meaning taking several values simultaneously, both the lowest and the second lowest. Which is funny because this actually reminds me of a scientific experiment where I think they were looking at light and how light reacts differently when you observe it. And it was funny how they said it can be a particle or a wave. Light can be a particle or a wave. If you're observing it, I think it's a particle, and if you're not observing it, it's a wave, or vice versa, something like that. And that light, it screams that there's some kind of intelligent design, because light apparently knows when you're observing it. So in other words, when you're not observing it, it's like a wave. But even if you're not in the room, but if you have a camera on it, it still acts like a particle. And only when you get the camera out, it's a wave again. So apparently, there's some kind of intelligent design. That's part of a way to prove intelligent design or to prove that the world that we live in is a simulation, kind of like how games are, how the world doesn't exist until you observe it. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting.
Like Schrodinger's cat, dead and
Yeah,
alive at the same time.
exactly. So, anyways, the quantum internet, it's coming, and I'm sure that's just one step closer to Judgment Day. So, stay frosty. We're gonna
Actually,
move on. Huh?
Actually, there'll be also one step closer to Quantum Leap.
Oh my
What?
god.
The next leap.
Such a,
Hope he
fucking
brings us
hate
such a
home.
you.
great show.
I fucking.
Did you? Why you don't like Quantum Leap?
No, I mean that was just like a cringeworthy. I don't know. Whatever. Let's
We're moving on to open mic.
open mic.
GameStop lays off 100 people, including nearly half of Game Informer's staff. This article comes from Kotaku.com. The struggling retail chain GameStop laid off over 100 employees on that day, both from its corporate headquarters in Grapevine, Texas, and its other offices, including its subsidiaries Game Informer magazine in Minnesota, where nearly half of its editorial staff lost their jobs in a surprising cut. As part of our previous announcement, GameStop Reboot initiative to transform our business for the future to improve our financial performance, we can confirm a workforce reduction was implemented, impacting more than 120 corporate staff positions, representing approximately 14% of our associate business at our company headquarters. So, while these changes are difficult, they are necessary to reduce costs and better align the organization with the efforts to optimize the business to meet our future objectives and success factors. We recognize that this is a difficult day for our company, particularly for those associates impacted. We appreciate their dedication and service at GameStop and committed to supporting them during their time of transition. So, GameStop, as we all know, has been in trouble for years. They've been in the red for years, and they've been trying. I don't know if you've been into a GameStop lately. It's less video game. Well, it's still video games, but they're pulling they're doing like a hot topic kind of thing in there a little bit. They're kind of adding that aspect to it.
Clothing and collectibles and stuff like that.
Clothing, collectibles, so to go there. And you know, I guess it's good now that Toys R Us is gone. But the reason why I brought this up is do you guys think, because GameStop used to have a parent company, Movie Stop. Movie Stop's gone. They're all gone.
I know. Yeah.
They're all gone. I used to love Movie Stop.
Yeah, it was a great place to go use stuff, use DVDs and everything.
Exactly.
And a good place to go trade your stuff in.
Exactly. So, do you think that GameStop is going to go the way of Movie Stop? Do we think that we're going to be looking? We're going to have a world like we now have a world without Toys R Us, so we're going to have a world without GameStop.
Yeah, but Toys R Us is coming back, bro.
Allegedly.
Okay, it's in the process of coming back. I'm saying it's just
the Toys R Us. That's right. The Toys R Us that was right there on Pines and Flamingo is still closed. Even the place is there, the colors are there, but the sign is gone. And I believe Memorial bought that location to turn it into something. By the way, so it is coming back. I don't know where it's coming back to. So, but what do you guys think, GameStop? Well, you think it's over?
I mean, probably, because you can just buy everything online, man.
That's the problem. But
here's the thing. I do believe that they are never going to completely go away. They may turn into, if they're smart, instead of doing all own stores, they work more of a franchise situation, which I don't think I don't think they do franchising right now.
Mm-hmm.
If they go into more of a franchise situation and allow each store to have its own individuality, and the owners can kind of pick and choose what kind of stuff to put in there, then it becomes
There's an idea.
Like a mom pop place, and I believe it's going to end up bringing them in business.
Or what about transitioning to a fully online retail?
That's also an option, and then but if that's the case, then they're going to have to probably sell things a little bit cheaper.
Good point. That is a good point. Well, I mean, GameStop for me has always been an outlet for immediate gratification. If I need something now, I'd run to GameStop and get it there now. If it's something that I want to order in the future, I get it from Amazon. So, I am part of the problem because I went from using GameStop as my primary and only source for video games to only for when I really like. I went to GameStop to get Kingdom Hearts. I didn't wait for Amazon. I went there to go get it. Like the games like that. So I don't know.
Same here.
And it's funny because every time I go in there, it seems like it's changed a little more and a little more and a little more. So It's unfortunate because I used to love GameStop. I used to walk in there all the time, and if it goes, that's another piece of my childhood that's vanished. So
But
you
the
know,
thing is that they're also competing against the big box stores like Target and Best Buy, who incorporate games into their sales,
exactly,
and they have
exactly,
so much other things that help keep them afloat. So but the whole thing is that you don't get nowhere near the amount of variety, or anything else that you do in the big box stores. Like you can go,
exactly.
Target is probably the closest because they do have a pretty good selection of things, including accessories and that kind of stuff compared to Best Buy,
Right.
where their game section is pretty minimal. It's more like an afterthought than anything else. So I really would look. I would like to see kind of GameStop come out of this rut or end up being another EB Games.
Oh gosh. Oh please, please, or
They
KB
need they need
Toys.
to start. They need to go ahead and start going back to the roots when
Yeah.
they used to have retro games in there. They used to also have PC games as well.
Mhm.
That's the kind of stuff they start working towards.
I agree. So hopefully, GameStop, you come out of this, or and don't be the next Toys R Us or Blockbuster or EB Games or KB Toys. I can keep going. All things from my childhood that don't exist anymore. So we're gonna move
Yeah.
on to every device you can stream Disney Plus on it. So Disney Plus, it comes out November 12th, and just real quick, you can get it on Apple TV, Android devices, including Android TV, Chromecast, iOS, an iPad OS, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, Roku devices, including smart TVs with a Roku TV OS, web
Nice.
browsers via DisneyPlus.com, and Xbox One consoles, including the Xbox S and Xbox One X, which is funny that they don't have Nintendo in this, but there you go. Those are those at launch on November 12th. It's basically everywhere you want to be. So check it out. I definitely will be getting it because I'm a shill. But
Hmm.
by all means, we're gonna move on to uh, Dildo Face, a sim who dared to dream. Now, this is this is article comes from Kotaku.com. That's a story, and I love it. Life is rough when your parents gave you the name Dildo Face, but why wallow in self pity when you can engage in a little nominative determinism? Instead, uh, find ways to make the name Dildo Face work for you. So basically, this is a Sims character, a really robust Sims character with a dildo for a face. If you actually if you go find if you find this article, you'll see what I'm looking at. Okay, you see, this sweet Sim son has a dildo for a face. It's a horse dildo. To make it worse, it's it's 4 feet long, much longer than a regular face. He can't really escape from that whole why the long face situation, but he does have a rockin' bod underneath it, and that makes up for him. Dildo Face moved in with Milkmaid and the owner of a previously mentioned Seaman Cafe. Come hitcher. This was mostly because, and I'm reading when I say this is the actual author. This was mostly because I figured they would have something in common, and also I didn't want to bother the other law-abiding citizens of the roommate with a head horn flopping all over the place. So, but the poor dildo face was struggling. If some jobs, if some jobs won't even let him in, won't let tattoos and piercings in, sweet dildo face couldn't get to the cutthroat world with that face. So he started his own business to be his own boss. And that's how Dildo Face became the owner of the sole performer in the first Sim strip club in town. It's called Boner Daddies, named after a ramen joint of Boner Daddies that this individual used to frequent. It was probably surprised very few to know that The Sims 4 doesn't allow strip clubs. I downloaded quite a few mods to try and rectify that. Pole dancing animations, stripper career, and of course, wicked whims. Sadly, none of these satisfied the function for a strip club business. Dilderface could climb up the pole and grind his booty to hip hop all night, but he wouldn't earn any money for it. So I decided to lean into it. Instead of being a strip club, it would be more like one of those restaurants near Broadway where aspiring stage actors belt out songs as you serve them onion rings. People might not be paying attention to the service, but they are certainly coming in for it. And so, Boner Daddies became a restaurant, a bed one with a dim light and a catwalk in the middle, and several poles with questionable grease stains. None of Dildo Face's employees joined him on the pole. They were there for the waitressing and waitressing only. He didn't complain. He merely continued to grind solo. The Sims customers would watch him mesmerized, mostly because I'd make all the chairs in the room face the stage while they ate their burgers and chicken wings. I started to realize that something else was happening, something that could only happen in The Sims. Boner Daddies, Boner Daddies was a huge success. Somehow, in between the pole dancing and the hiring of unscrupulous chefs, Dildo Face had lucked into a 5-star restaurant. I had to set the menu to be only the kind of fare that you might expect from such a dingy. Single stripper strip club, anything deep fried, breaded, and benign. And by some strange miracle, it was being touted as Michelin star food. Maybe the critics thought that Boner Daddies was a satirical take on fast food culture. It really wasn't. But maybe it was just to show that you can follow your crappy dreams despite Dildo Face, despite the dildo for a head, and some ways you can become a cool hipster. So basically, it's a dare to dream for anybody down on their luck, and it happened within Sims, and it basically is an allegory for even if you're given issue, you might be able to turn your particular whatever shortcoming into something successsul. So
or long coming, whatever.
Or exactly, or long coming. So so basically, this is a what I would call a inspirational story, and that's why I chose to put it on here and read it. So you guys, I know you'll feel inspired, if not horny, but inspired. So that is what I have to say about that. We're gonna move on to something darker and freakier than a horse dildo for a face. The Mandalorian to show darker, freakier side of Star Wars. This article comes from yahoo.com/entertainment. Jon Favreau says his Disney Plus Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, will explore a lesser seen side of the galaxy far, far away. There's a certain look that the Mandalorian lead character has. There's a size to that ship. There's a size that the ship is. There's a scale that lines up with the original trilogy. I'm trying to invoke the aesthetic of not just the original trilogy and just the first film, but the first act of the first film. What was it like on Tatooine? What was going on in the cantina? That was fascinating me since I was a child. So basically, what he's trying to say is that first part of Star Wars: A New Hope, where you're in the cantina and you see a bunch of aliens, unscrupulous aliens, and weird things going on. You want to know more about that. Now, of course, we leave that location. We go into the more space fantasy. But imagine a Star Wars series set in that world, in that cantina, with all those random faces, all those random aliens, everybody looking over their shoulder. The you better watch yourself guy and everything like that. So, what do you guys think about this? This more grunge type of Pokemon Star Wars. I'm thinking about Pokemon.
I need it so bad. Like, you have no idea how bad I need this.
Well, tell me why. What?
Well, because remember what we covered last time is it's actually seeing what a scoundrel is, not the over-exaggerated version of what Han Solo presents as a scoundrel. Like, I really want to see, like, pretty much, like, I want to see the Hollandale of space. I want to see all the Puerto Rican, all the Jamaican guys doing crimes and shit, all the Cubans from Port of Miami and Overtown. That's what I want to see. I just want to see scoundrels. I want to see the bad shit in Star Wars. Because it's not all just saving princesses and saving the galaxy. I know there's shit going on back there. I know there's some sort of like low life Puerto Rican deals happening in the back of the cantina, and that's what I want to see.
I don't know what's funnier. I don't know what's funnier. I don't know what's funnier. I don't know if Darflex's words are funnier or the defeated look on Garbanzo's face whenever he says something that he finds really inappropriate. His eyes they bug out for a minute, then they get squinty, and he just has this smile. This I don't approve smile on his face. It's the funniest thing. I don't know what's funnier. Garbanzo, darker, freakier side of Star Wars.
I'm just looking for looking forward to this being a little different. Like, I saw an interview with Alec Guinness recently, and the idea behind the way he thought about what Star Wars New Hope, and one of the things he talked about was the innocence of it, how it brought kind of hope. It was a sci-fi fantasy that didn't have, which at the time, most sci-fi fantasy movies had grotesque nudity and just like a sex and things like that. This one,
you're right. It was like a dystopian, yeah.
So this time around, they went something completely different. They went very naive, wholesome, and that's kind of what the basis was for Star Wars itself. You went in there with a certain idea, and you came out with like hope.
Herpes.
And that was
that too.
It depends on where you sat. But
space herpes.
That's oh god, no. It reminds me of another movie, but we'll talk about that later. And that's kind of, and this is going to be very different from that. This is going to be the dystopian part. It's going to be people don't always get along. There isn't a happy ending. There's somebody may get killed. It's murder for hire kind of situation.
Yes.
And the good guy is not always going to win.
Yes.
So, and I'm looking forward to kind of like seeing that different side. I'm really excited.
I agree. I mean, again, for me, I don't care about the darker or freakier side. I don't care about the Cantina side. All I care about is the fact that it's set in between the Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. And again, anything that they give me that helps bridge the gap of what was going on in those 30 years, I'm on board for. So you give it to me. Give it to me. Absolutely. Except for Star Wars Resistance. Don't give me that. I wasn't feeling that.
It wasn't horrible.
And the fact that you said it wasn't horrible is enough for me to say it was a terrible show, because you're Garbanzo, you're a Star Wars apologist, and I appreciate that, because you are a New Hope. You really are. It's funny. So
you know what it is? It's that particular show. It's like Teen Titans Go. Okay, it's not made for us. It's made for
very kids. True, but Teen Titans Go isn't set in the DC animated universe, so you don't have to watch Teen Titans Go to understand the mythology. But this is not to say you need to understand it, but it's part of the narrative. So
it is part of the canon. Yes,
it is part of the canon. You have Poe Dameron in it. You have, and it's voiced by the actual actor. You have Kylo Ren. You've got Captain Phasma. So the fact that it's canon, it screams, you might want to check it out, but you sit there and like do this the entire time, and it's that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I get how it can be equated to Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans Go is its own separate thing. That is it. You don't have to watch that to understand the greater narrative. I know I need to watch a little bit of that to understand a little more of the greater narrative of
No. I get what you're saying, but I just want to throw it as a grain of salt for those who have not watched Resistance or
don't
have not watched Resistance. For that,
don't watch it.
It is made for kids.
So
it's going to be a little bit more childish in referencing, but the animation
significantly more.
I'm not a huge fan of the animation style, to be honest, but I thought that they had some really cool little tidbits of stories that I liked.
That's the point, is that I don't want to have to watch 2 seasons and to just for the 2 tidbits of stories. But that's all good in the hood. We're gonna move on to Arrow Boss sets the record straight. This article comes from Yahoo.com. It's entertainment. Arrow Boss sets the record straight. Even without Crisis crossover, there would have still been in season 8. Now the scuttlebutt is now season 8 is going to be a truncated series finale for Arrow, and ratings have been going down steadily over the years. It's no longer the top show. It was taken over by Flash, and what they're trying to say basically is that even if there was no Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, Arrow season 8 was still going to happen, and it was still going to end the show the way they wanted it. And they had the series finale pitched already by Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver Queen, and I feel this a while ago. And actually, in reality, the reason why there was a season 8 is because Stephen Amell is actually the one around season 6 that said, there's nowhere else to go with the story. I think it's time to close it up. So they actually came to a conclusion to end the series with season 8 and to push up Crisis on Infinite Earth, just so. Season 8 is going to be a 10-episode run. And you guys know me, I absolutely love the Arrowverse for the most part, and I will be giving you guys a great review on Crisis on Infinite Earths and all the season finale of our Arrow. So check that out. Now, the most infuriating topic that I am known for. This article comes from Yahoo.com. Rian Johnson on The Last Jedi Backlash. I honored the original trilogy by subverting it.
What
Now,
does subverting mean?
subverting means giving you the exact opposite of what you're expecting. So you say it's your expectations. So the most okay. Well, good example, Rey. Now Rey was built up with this mystery in The Force Awakens. Her parents were a mystery. She had all these powers. We didn't know why. And so when they finally released it, okay, well, her parents are nobody. That's subverting your expectations, because in the previous movie, her lineage was built up. There was some kind of mystery, this air mystery there. Another thing would be Snoke. He was the leader. He had a mystery to him. You think he's gonna be the big baddie, but then of course in The Last Jedi they kill him. He's nobody. He doesn't matter. So subverting your expectations means it's giving you the exact opposite, literally the exact opposite of what you expected, which is what Rian Johnson said he wanted to do. He took everything that was set up in The Force Awakens and literally did it the exact opposite. Finn gets slashed in the back. It ends on him passed out. You don't know what's gonna happen to him. You don't know if he's ever gonna see Rey again. You don't know what's really going on, and he just wakes up. The next season, that's it. He wakes up. Final example. Rey's handing Luke Poe. What did he subvert? He didn't subvert anything.
Wait, he made Poe as a number one soldier into a whiny little crybaby who didn't know how to follow an order.
No, actually, I think that was spot on, because he made him
Dude, what he did he said basically he made what Poe may have been like maybe an 8, and he turned it to 12. Dude, it was over the top, unnecessary, and it I don't know.
I don't think so. I think they carried his character over perfectly, but what it is the way others reacted to him is what changed it. Because I think Poe from Force Awakens and Last Jedi, pretty much the same guy. I could see Poe from Force Awakens doing what he did in Last Jedi. What subverted the expectations was that he wasn't seen as a hero anymore. He was seen as a hothead. He was seen as a dangerous.
A liability.
A liability.
Yeah.
But that's how the other characters, Leia and Holdo, perceived him. So that's what I think that was about. I don't think they changed his character much. Everything he did, I was like, yeah, that seems right. But the way he was perceived, he went from being the hero.
I can see to that.
Right. So and again with Luke, of course, when you ended the episode with that powerful music and he's looking sad and he's reaching out, and that was powerful. And of course in The Last Jedi, nobody, I don't care what anybody says, nobody saw him just taking the lightsaber and throwing it over his back. That, of course, is subverting your expectations. So that's what subverting your expectations is. One Punch Man is actually literally a subversive series. It's taking all the tropes of superheroes and turning it upside your head. The Boys is a subversive series. So stuff like that. It's taking what you expect. You think hero, you think grand stuff. You don't think mass murderers and rapists. So kind of like that.
So I guess we could just end this article on fuck Rian Johnson.
Pretty much. But what he was saying though is that he was honoring the original trilogy by subverting it, by turning it on its head. I'm trying to figure out exactly what he said. He said it's all about moving the story forward. So he said that he subverted it, and he's trying to equate this, The Last Jedi, to The Empire Strikes Back. And where he believes that the Empire, he's trying to say the Empire Strikes Back was kind of subversive, and it pushed the story forward. He said this, that, and here's a good example. In a New Hope, he was told, Obi-Wan told him that his father was killed by Darth Vader, correct? And in Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader is his father. That's subversive. You didn't expect that, but that pushed the story forward, and that's how he's.
The whole thing is, and I get that, but the thing is that he went from, I'm gonna make a few moments subversive to the entire movie. It's
exactly.
it's like it's like, hey, great, I found, I found a piece of chocolate, or it's like, let's put it this way, it's like ordering French fries and finding an onion ring. That's awesome. That's great.
Right. That's a
But if you
plot
order
twist.
French fries and someone gives you a basket of onion rings, you're like, where the fuck are my fries?
So yeah, I think there's a fine line between plot twists and just being completely subversive, and I think he doesn't understand the difference. But that's pretty much what he's saying. He's saying he was honoring the original trilogy by subverting it, and I don't really know the fact that he's still talking about this now. Because if I was him, I'd shut up. I'd say, you know what, I made it the way I wanted to do it, but you guys didn't appreciate it, and I understand. And he doesn't have to apologize, but just basically say, I understand, and move forward. The fact that you're still defending it, I don't know why. It drives me nuts. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because Star Wars: The Last Jedi is still very, very sore topic for me. Twitch suspends popular streamer after controversial 9/11 comments. Now, this article comes from Kotaku.com. During a Twitch stream earlier this week, popular leftist streamer Hassan Piker made a statement that would pretty much any measure. What does that mean?
I don't know, but the person who wrote this sucks.
Basically, he says that America. Yeah, I'm saying. I don't know what
I read the whole article. I could
right. So he states basically that America deserved 9/11, dude. He's like, fuck it, I'm saying it. And so Twitch suspended him for a week. Hit me with that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, so first of all, this guy's a fucking beta male cuck. This is the kind of man that makes us look bad. But he's saying that America deserves 9/11 after listening to the Joe Rogan podcast where he had a politician, Dan Crenshaw, which was also a United States Navy SEAL who lost his eye in combat, and how he was just talking about the media portrays, specifically with the troops, right? How the media makes troops look like they're victims, like all these wars, like they're out there as victims, and pretty much what it's saying is like, look, it's a huge misconception because people say, "Oh, bring the troops home," and I'll speak this from personal experience, like straight up. I don't know any actual real Marine or real soldier that does not want to deploy to war. I don't. I mean, There's a couple of females and desk jockeys, but like people who sign up for an infantry job, they want to be there. Like, it's not them saying bring the troops home. Don't pick. Bro, if when President Obama was trying to bring people out of Iraq,
right?
Nobody wanted that. Like nobody in the military wanted that.
You keep talking. Hold on.
Yeah. So. Pretty much, they were talking about how also Bin Laden, youth different fighter, and so on in the U.S. So the Mujahideen, which were the freedom fighters or fighters of weapons, and then later on they turned it around and started killing Americans and so on. First of all, war is war. Okay, I think this guy should be banned from Twitch, not necessarily for the comment he made.
Just overall.
Well, no, not necessarily on the comment he made, because honestly, most real men aren't going to get offended by his words. But just the fact that he's stupid enough, look at the culture we live in. You're obviously doing this for a reason, so you should get banned just for being stupid and post some shit like that. Again, it's not the message itself, because look, a real man like me, I don't care. There's going to be a bunch of hippies that always oppose this shit. So he should get banned just because he should know better. Again, not the comment, but he knows that there's people that are sensitive out there, and nobody gives a fuck about his opinion.
That's very true.
I agree, but just because nobody cares about his opinion, does that mean that he doesn't have the right to voice his opinion?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying he doesn't voice it. I'm saying obviously you're gonna get banned for that. He knows that that's gonna cost him shit. He should get banned for being stupid enough
But that's not hate speech though. He's giving his opinion.
It's not about hate speech, bro. Like the message doesn't matter. It's just that he knows this is the reaction he's gonna get. Like I was saying, whether or not the U.S. is 9/11, I personally don't give a fuck. That doesn't offend me. It's just some dude's words. I'm just saying, himself. It's like me sticking my finger inside a beehive. I know I'm probably gonna get fucking stung. If I do it in there, I deserve to get fucking stung. I mean, obviously, he deserves to get banned if he's gonna fucking stick his hand inside of the goddamn Twitch.
I disagree. I mean, there's a difference between hate speech and asking. If he says, we deserved it, and you know what, come bomb us now. I understand.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but I don't equate him saying we deserved it, U.S. deserved it, to sticking his finger in a beehive. I don't think so. That's guaranteed stinging you because you are doing something reckless. He's literally just giving his opinion, he knows it's gonna be offensive, but I don't think he's okay. Well, I'm gonna do this because I know I'm gonna get banned or I'm gonna get suspended. I think he has the right to say I just don't equate the two things. Yes, like you do have a right to put your finger in a beehive, but you'll get stung. Not everything that is said has such an immediate negative connotation. Maybe he thought he was going to get some backlash. I don't think he thought he was going to be suspended for it. That's what I'm saying. Which, I mean, that's why he said fuck it. I'm saying it. So it's a gray area, but difference between
it's just a small suspension. It's cool. You'll be back. And you know you're gonna get suspended. I mean, if he got like banned completely from Twitch, all right, yeah, don't do that. It's a fucking open platform. But it's like getting a slap in the hand. Yeah, bro, just fucking deal with it. It's a week. You'll be back. Just know that people aren't gonna.
But do you think? Do you think that's he should have been punished for those words at all?
No, absolutely not. But only because me as a person who had actually experienced what he thinks he's talking about. We don't give a fuck. Like we know that people like that. Real men don't get offended by that. So no, I don't think he should have gotten suspended. But I'm sure he knows there's going to be people, especially the typical fat white dudes who never serve but are super pro troops, super pro America. Right. Those are the guys. And again, I'm a troop. His words don't offend me. I wouldn't petition to get him banned. Like I may call him a bitch or a cuck or whatever, but I mean that's the pretty much extent of what he's gonna get. So, like I'm saying, I don't think he should have. And like the people like me, we probably weren't the ones who positioned to get him suspended. It's the other people that he knows are out there that are gonna get him, triggered or whatever you guys want to call it.
All right.
And again, it's not that serious. It's just this week, bro. Just fucking go on a little vacation and come back.
True. All right, Garbanzo, do you have anything to say about this?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
So, the fact of the matter is that it's freedom of speech, but you also have to have the consequences in reference to that, whether it's considered hate speech by some or whatever. Here's the thing: there's anything that is not positive can be considered hate speech. So, even if I could be the most pro LGBTQ person on the planet, or have my best friend's transgender kind of conversation, I make one comment in reference to negativity towards it, and it's considered hate speech.
Okay,
that's the truth. So, however, and the thing is, and it's all about perception. If not everyone's going to agree with you or disagree with you, but you have to understand that someone may, and you have to take the consequences for your actions. Be a big boy, deal with it, and move on.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I totally agree with that when your actions are inherently negative. But I don't believe his words were inherently negative. That's my point. They weren't inherently negative.
America.
If you have a friend, okay, very volatile, probably is an alcoholic, you give him the keys to your car. You give him the keys to your car, right? He crashes your car. And somebody looks at, and instead of me looking at you and saying, "Damn man, that sucks," I'd say you deserve it. You knew what you were doing when you took the risk, and you deserved it. You can get mad at me and stop being my friend afterwards, but that's how I feel. Now, in the same breath, I don't know if this is where he was coming from, but so 9/11 was allegedly carried out by Osama bin Laden. Well, historically, Osama bin Laden was trained by the CIA to battle the Soviets in Afghanistan, and there's Mujahideen, whatever, right?
Mujahideen, allegedly.
Right. Yeah. Allegedly. Well, they have allegedly, but they also have friggin' video of him, with the CIA, whatever. So whatever. Yeah. So CIA trains his group.
He's still alive.
And his who? Bin
Laden.
If you even assume he even was a real person, So you leave.
It was a bunch of kobolds in a coat. Sorry.
So you leave. You use them. You leave, and they get upset with you. So is it at all possible to say, okay, well, with the same people you trained turned on you, and mind you, we have a precedent for that, because what you would call it? What's his name from Iraq? Saddam Hussein was our friend once too. So we have a precedent for creating our own enemies. This is a historical precedent. So is it wrong to say the U.S. deserved it, knowing that we actually gave the tools for the same group that attacked us in the future? Is that a wrong statement?
In referencing saying you deserved it to you created the bed you're laying in. There's a completely different situation. Saying that someone deserves something is inherently saying that they did something else. Either say you received a negative action due to a negative action, almost like a karmic kind of statement. Compared to I turned this key and the car turned on, because it's not a direct correlation. It's a direct correlation, but it's more of an indirect action.
It's not, because again, it's historical precedent. They use Osama bin Laden's crew. I wish I could pronounce it. Just say it again.
Mujahideen.
The Mujahideen, whatever. They use them to wage a proxy war against the U.S. The Soviet Unions in Afghanistan. Once they drove the Soviets out, they left and left the place all busted. They left resentment there. They created their own.
What they basically, I don't know. But my whole thing is that
it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't agree with him. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's comment is the same as me walking around saying I'm a gay black Jew woman. It doesn't fucking mean anything. It just means something to me. It doesn't mean anything. That was my point along. Like, it doesn't fucking mean anything. It's just some little kids.
See, I'm not saying that it means anything, but I'm saying is that censorship is a problem. It is a problem, and the fact that we have to censor ourselves to avoid intended and unintended consequences drives me nuts. In this particular day and age that we have here, you have to watch what you say, because you don't know what you might perceive a consequence, but not know how far the consequence may go. And I think it's wrong.
You have no idea how many times I wanted to drop the N-word up in this motherfucker.
I get you, but you don't, because you're
that's what I'm saying.
Because you're concerned of the nonsense, whether it's satirical or not.
I don't want to allegedly offend vibe.
Allegedly. So I'm just saying that,
and it's not even just that though. It also has to do with look. Right now we're in the midst of a PC culture. Okay, whether it's if someone has radical left views or radical right views, or even moderate somewhere in the middle. The problem is that not everyone's going to agree with you. The majority of people are not going to agree with you. Okay, no matter what you say or what side you choose.
But does that mean you should? Does that mean that if you propose a statement that is unfavorable, that you're supposed to be punished? That you are inherently expected to be punished? That's what I'm saying.
Well, my whole thing is this: if you want to talk politics. That's fine. But most people that are watching Twitch don't want to hear about your politics. So. Find the proper platform and then move on. If that Twitch obviously was not the proper platform for him to give those views, for whatever reason, and that's the straight truth.
But then it goes back to the breastfeeding thing that was going on Twitch. Who are you to say that it's not the proper platform? Because mind you, you're the one who defended the breastfeeding on Twitch.
Because she was at the same time she was also playing a video game again.
And I'm pretty sure he's playing a video game. I don't think he just stopped. Pause, guys. Now, I'd like to say this about the U.S. They deserve 9/11. No, I'm pretty sure he was playing.
I'm gonna go pee.
He was not. Why?
I don't know. I really gotta pee, and I have nothing more to say on this.
Okay, go pee. All right, we're gonna move on to.
All right, I'll wait.
No, we're gonna move on to Death Row Records is now owned by a toy company, Hasbro, and this is how I know the end is near.
This was the best news. When I heard about this, it was so great.
Just in case you need to get me reader,
the
toy company Hasbro, who's responsible for classic toys such as Mr. Potato Head, Monopoly, and much more, are now the owners of the Death Row catalog. Yes, you heard that correctly. The toy company now owns the catalog that consists of Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac, and many others. And this article comes from
including the song "I Fucked Your Bitch."
Hotnewhiphop.com. I just wanted to report on this. This is the craziest thing that I've heard. I don't even know why. Why would Hasbro want I don't. Yeah, by all means, please.
For those who don't know, I was just raising my hand so I can get a little bit attention. So the way this whole thing ended up happening is Hasbro ended up buying. I forgot what the name of the other company was that ended up buying out. It was an entertainment company, and that was the entertainment company that bought out. That bought them when Suge went belly up. They bought all the music for Death Row. Now Hasbro buys this other entertainment company, which had a bunch of other things as well, not knowing that they had the full catalog for Death Row. So this was an actual surprise to the individuals. The CEO of Hasbro had no idea he was buying Death Row records.
Okay, good. So this is more like a clickbait kind of thing because it made it sound like Hasbro obviously went and said, "I want Death Row records," when in reality it was the.
It was like, like they're like, "Hey, look! Oh, look! We have rights to this entertainment." Wait, hold on. Who's Lady Puff?
I want to see Optimus Prime do the Crip Walk, the Snoop Doggy Dog. That's what I want to see. So, and we just have to report on that. We're gonna move on to our two last topics. Tom Holland and Kevin Feige open up about the Disney Spider-Man Feud. This article comes from Gizmodo.com. So basically, Holland told EU, it's been 5 amazing years. I've had the time of my life. Who knows what the future holds? But all I know is that I'm going to continue playing Spider-Man and having the time of my life. It's going to be so much fun, however we choose to do it. The future of Spider-Man will be different, but it will be equally awesome and amazing, and we'll find new ways of making it cooler. Feige echoed the same sentiments by saying, I'm feeling about Spider-Man in gratitude and joy. We got to make five films with the MCU and Spider-Man's 2 standalone films and 3 Avengers films. It was a dream that I never thought would happen. It was never meant to last. We knew that there was a finite amount of time and we'd be able to do this. And we told the story that we wanted to tell. So I'm always thankful for that. So it's very, very neutral statement coming from Tom Holland and Kevin Feige. And again, he says we told the story that we wanted to tell. Again, I go back to the whole you left that cliffhanger. So I don't know. I know what you're saying, but how do you guys feel about their statements? Do you really think it's over and done with?
I feel the same way you do.
Who?
You, but.
Oh, about what? Which part?
Like how they just left it at
the
last movie. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Again, like the other stuff you guys talked about, I have no idea of. But like as far as the content itself, I do agree with what you said.
True. It's Garbanzo. They're very politically correct statements. They're very neutral statements.
Well, I think they have to be because when it comes down to it, it's just. I mean, the best way to describe it is just they obviously I think the talks are still there. I don't think that they've completely just stopped all kind of conversation and referencing to the possibility of Spidey the MCU. I think we're at a standstill right now, and it may be at a standstill for quite some time. Mm-hmm. It may be 6 months down the road that they may revisit it, and it may be another year before they actually sign anything.
True.
And because of that, they want to make sure they're telling the truth. I mean, honestly, I think that Tom Holland and Kevin Feige are telling the exact truth. That this is something that they've been wanting to do for a very long time. They're super happy, and then why not? Right now, I know that I'm. Everyone thinks that especially you guys think that I'm very big on the Disney side because as a big Disney fan and a Marvel fan, obviously,
right.
But I don't blame Sony for what they're doing. I don't blame Disney for what they're doing. I don't think that I think that eventually something will end up working out because usually that's how it works. Or Disney will buy Sony. I don't know, one of the 3 things.
Oh God, please don't. Just no, don't do that. Don't do that. With that being said, we're gonna move on to amid Sony Marvel dispute. Spider-Man's Tom Holland says a new movie will be very different. It's come from GameSpot.com. Tom Holland said we sat down with some of our creators. We pitched Spider-Man 3. Was going to be something very different. It's going to be something very, very special. So, in terms of the question going forward, it'll be fun to see Spider-Man back in his element, out of the shadows of Tony and out of the shadows of the Avengers, and he'll be his own man now, is what it was said. So you'll see. Basically they're gonna what is known is that nothing that was referenced in the first two movies can be referenced. None of the costumes, none of the world building, none of that. But yet somehow his experiences,
that's frustrating.
But yet somehow his experiences from the first two movies are going to inform the third movie. So I don't know how that's going to work, but that's what they're trying to say. What do you guys feel? Okay, so Spider-Man 3 it's going to be 3. It's going to be the third one, but disconnected from the universe. How do you guys think this is going to work for Sony?
The only way for me, and the way this is going to work, is Maximum Carnage.
Okay, but then Maximum Carnage is going, which is what's going to happen. But Maximum Carnage will then, we're just gonna say he exists in this world, moving on with our life. We're not going to address, because what I'm saying is that they're saying that it's going to pick up narratively from the first two. That the themes that were presented in 1 and 2. Okay. We'll move on. He wakes
3, up. It was all a dream.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? Could you friggin' imagine? That would be awful. That would be awful, but it'd be perfect.
And then Aunt May is completely different.
No. I think Aunt May. Everybody was signed on can come back. I think MJ and Aunt May, they can all come back. I'm pretty sure they can come back because, right? That's part of it. Just the storylines and all the MCU characters can't. So
I'm just saying, I can just picture it now. He wakes up and he's actually, it's
as a totally different Aunt May. It's an older Aunt May.
Completely different Aunt May, some old lady. MJ is a redhead.
MJ's white. Could you?
I had the weirdest dream. Oh, really? MJ? Tell me about it, Peter. It's not worth it. It's okay. I'm just glad to be back home.
Yeah. This is where I belong. It looks directly into the camera.
Oh, actually, or better yet, you can even have the name of the movie. I can see Spider-Man Back to Black, and it can have him with a symbiote suit.
Back to Black. Black don't crack. I don't know. Flex, what do you think narrative? What are they gonna do about this?
Or just say screw it and make Miles Morales.
No, Tom Holland is still there. They're gonna milk that till it's done because he's still pretty. They're really popular. Flex.
I don't know. It's really hard, man.
That's what she said.
Maybe they'll do Into the Spider-Verse and then actually do a live action Spider-Verse version.
Like, at this point, I mean, I think I'm just gonna go along for the ride and just see what happens.
I think that they're gonna use what happened at the end of Spider-Man 2 as a way to soft reboot the character. They're gonna say, okay, well, you're out. He's gonna be on the run. I think he's gonna be on the run, and that's a good way to keep him from interacting with those characters. He'd be somewhere else, maybe in a different country. They're probably gonna go the Bruce Banner route with him because he's been outed, and so you can use that.
Have Craven come in.
Yeah, maybe he's being hunted, and then that takes
the Punisher.
The Punisher. Well, no, they can't use the Punisher. That's part of MCU, but they can use Craven, right? So Craven's hunting him down because oh my God, Beck was like a good friend of mine or something like that, and so it takes him out of New York. So we can ignore everything that's happening in New York. Maybe they can even do a time jump into the future. You know what I'm saying? He gets
because that always works in Spider-Man movies.
Oh, the zing. So I think that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna take what happened at the end. He got outed and he's on the run, and that keeps him from New York and from all that stuff and all the characters that were there. And he can make his own series. That's what I see them doing. That's the only way it makes sense to me.
Yeah. And just have them go back to when before 9/11 and before the Avengers Tower and all that kind of fun stuff, and that's it.
Oh, go back in time? I was saying time jump forward, not time jump backwards. But
or what, completely change everything, and the next Spider-Man movie be 2099.
That could be cool too. That could be cool too. What about it? What if wasn't it like a Spider-Man series where he got sucked into a portal and went into the future or whatever?
He went to a different planet.
Oh, it's a different planet. Yeah, do that. Let's say something happens and he gets sucked into, or even better, they can tie it into the into the Spider-Verse and say that he got blinked out, just like in that movie. But instead, it instead of shooting him into that movie, it shot him into the future or something else happened, kind of thing. So it could be like that. They could probably use Into the Spider-Verse and say, "Yep, it messed with everything," and he blinked out of existence, and they can make him do the same, spasm and pop into a new New York. That could work. So you guys should tell us what you guys think they're going to do with Spider-Man 3. How are they going to honor what came before but still make it its own and, of course, disregard it at the same time? Email us with geekbros@zero@yahoo.com. we're about to approach the 2-hour mark, which is really funny because this is supposed to be a shorter episode, but we had some good debates. So we're gonna move on to the outro. Of course, you can check us out at Geek Bros at a Zero for Twitter, Instagram, and at Yahoo.com and Facebook. Listen to us weekly at WeBeGeeksPC.com and watch us weekly at YouTube.com/VibeRep Studios. So that's it for Keeping Up the Geek Bros, episode 77. Gents, shameless promotion.
Absolutely. You can all find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Flux. The only one with that name again. Also, you can check me out on Instagram as The Inebriated Craftsman.
All right, Garbanzo, looking very sensual, making love to the camera.
Yes, you can actually find me on the gram.
On the gram!
On Twitter and also the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
At Bean TKE, BEAN TKE 278. Or go ahead and follow the Facebook page for Garbanzo's Corner. Let me know what you think I should talk about and or argue about with Vibe.
Exactly. Exactly. And I am the Vibe. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. That's VibeRep Studios, VibeRevStudios. And that's about it. Geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.